Hello everyone, I hope you are well. In today's video, we will see how can we draw system design diagrams using draw.io. Before starting, did you watch my previous video in which I talked about how can we create system diagrams using ChatGPT and Python with the help of Min Grammar. If you are new here, I am Hassan and I post tutorials on this channel. If you might be interested in watching those videos, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions, comment now in this video. Let's start today's video without any further delay. First of all, you have to search for draw.io. After that, you will see this screen. It will take some time to load and you have to create new diagram and you can select the blank diagram. It will ask you to save the file in your device. So name it anything you want. So I'm going to just name it sample diagrams and save it anywhere in your device. Now after that, you know that there are many system diagrams, so I'm going to give you an idea how can you create system diagrams with the help of draw.io. You can see that there is a sidebar and it has some general shapes and advanced shapes. And if you see the advanced shapes, you can see these arrows and these are for org chart. And you can also see for UML, which is very much important in our video. You can see that this is for an object, this is for interface, and this is for class name, and this is for the class diagram. You can see that we use this one. There are many other shapes here for UML which you might need in creating system diagrams. So I'm going to create class diagrams. We are going to just create it from scratch. You will see that maybe a management system is better if I create right here. So I'm going to drag it right here. You can also see that there are many styles and options for text, and you can arrange it. You can arrange the positions here, and there are many things. You can align them, you can flip, or and you can also set an angle. So if I check these styles, you can see that the color changes, and I think this one is fine. So I'm going to just go for it. So for the management system, there might be a management class which is responsible for controlling every other class. So this management might have a name, so we can just go for public. This plus sign shows that this variable is public, and if it is negative, then it means it's private. So the first compartment contains the class name, the second contains the variable name, the all variables in the classes, and the third is for the functions. You can see that method, and it will take some arguments, and this is the return type of this function. So we were going to create the name variable, so you can type plus, and so I'm going to just give it the variable name, and then the type should be obviously the string because name contains characters, and we can add the function right here. So management manages many tasks, and for example, if it's a library management system, it may hire staff and it may resign the staff. So you can just, I'm going to just create a function hire staff, and it might return names. So I'm going to just pass the variable name and it should return the string. I'm doing this just for an idea so that you can see that how can you create class diagrams in draw.io. Definitely it will be a different scenario for your case, so I'm just going to give you an idea so you can properly do your work. And there might be another function, we can make it private, and it will be a function for seeing the names of these stuff. So list stuff, it can be a function for checking the names of the stuff, and it might not contain any arguments, so we can leave it empty, but it will return the list. So we have to type here list, the return type should be the list. You can see that the second function is not visible correctly, so what you have to do is to click on this and expand it. So there may be an extra class which we can call staff or librarian. Maybe you can see that librarian, and obviously the librarian has also name, so it should be name and it should be in a string, and it may manages the books or adjusts the books, or maybe an issue with the book or something like this. So we can create a function manage books, or you can create another function which can be manage accounts. So book ID can be passed here and it should return a string, or it might not return anything. You can also type void, so you can see that it automatically write it down here. So for this, what you have to do is to expand this again, like I did. And there might be another function. For example, we can create function for manage accounts, and then manage accounts can contain the name, or it might not contain any parameters. We can leave it as it is, but it should return some string or maybe another thing, but I'm just going for a string. So we can expand this so we can easily see this. Now it is also done. We can color it too. So there might be another class which we are going to call the books. So books have the ID, also the name. So I'm going to just type book ID, and then it should return int. Obviously it should be an integer, and the book name should be in a string. We can expand it so we can clearly see it like this. We can also color it, and there might be a function for checking a book name. So we can write here check book name, or you can type book ID too, or you might pass the book ID to check the name, and it should return the string the book name. You can expand it and like this so that it will be edges in the rectangle of the class. Now we are going for relations. You can see that there are many relations. For class diagrams we can use this one, relation. So this is the arrow for relation, and there are also another types of relations. You can see that composition and aggregation. So if we use a composition here, which means that if we connect this to right from here and then another connection to right here, that means if we destroy this class, it means that the librarian class will be automatically destroyed. And if we use the simple relation, you can see right here, which we can call association. So it might connect right here, and the another connection should be right here. So you can just adjust it by yourself. So this is just an example for class diagram, and you may optimize this diagram. And you can see another examples. If you again open this in another tab, draw.io, and if you click on create new diagram, you can see that there are the templates for class diagram and flowcharts and ERD, swim lane, etc. If you are not looking for UML, then there are many other diagrams for wireframes, WAN, software, network diagrams, and maps, etc. If I just open this one and create it, and you can just type here class diagram and save it in your device. You can see right here. So this is just an example or template to give you an idea so that you can easily create class diagrams. This is not just about class diagrams. If you want another diagram, for example, if you're looking for flowchart, then you might need help from these shapes, and you can use them and drag them like I did in the class diagram. And if you're looking for another template, so you can just open it in another tab, which you can type draw.io, and it will ask for the creation of the diagram, and you will see the templates right there. You can also explore many features of class diagram which draw.io is offering to you. You can see the coloring like I did. You can also change the color, and there are opacity, which means the transparency, and I mean you can just explore it and optimize the diagram like you want. So this was all about today's video. If you have any questions in this class diagram, or if you have to ask any questions about draw.io or any about system diagrams, you can just leave questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer them all. So if you like the video, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell icon so you will be notified when I publish the next video. Thank you guys for watching.